So they built this crypt using the real bones of their deceased friars. Yes, you heard me right, real human bones. Visiting Rome will leave you in complete awe and admiration, but some fairy tales can actually turn into nightmares. I am Francesca, and today I will take you on a tour through the most chilling legends in Rome. Now, some of these places I'm going to take you to are going to be a bit creepy, but that's the fun of it. Please subscribe and hit the bell button so you'll be notified anytime we post a new video, because there's always so much to say about Rome. Let's go! Every year, on the night of September 10th and 11th, along the Sant'Angelo Bridge, you can see a ghost walking around with a head in her hands. Now, your next visit to Castel Sant'Angelo definitely won't be the same. So let me explain. Have you ever heard of the painting of Judith and Holofernes by Caravaggio? Well, the painting depicts the biblical story of Judith, a Jewish widow who saved her people by seducing and beheading the Assyrian general Holofernes. But there's another story that inspired Caravaggio, which I'm going to tell you now. So let's rewind to the 16th century in Rome. Meet Beatrice Cenci, a woman that was born in a very difficult family. Her father, Francesco Cenci, is known for his violence and cruelty. So the Cenci family, even though they were full of riches, they were hiding a tragic secret. The family had to witness constant physical and sexual abuse by the hands of their father, Francesco Cenci. After some time of continuous abuse, Beatrice and her brother Giacomo decide to plot against their father. And on September the 9th of 1598, the assassins make their move. The murder? It was successful, but not entirely, because they were all caught. On September 11th of 1599, Beatrice, her brother and two servants were executed by beheading in Ponte Sant'Angelo. The scene was unforgettable. Witnesses who attended the execution described her to be bold and courageous. So let's look back at Caravaggio's painting. Do you see that sword? Yes, it's the exact same sword that kissed Beatrice's neck. So her death was tragic, but it inspired many. She became a symbol of rebellion in art and literature. Even Percy Shelley, the famous English author, wrote a whole play about her family titled The Cenci, where he talks about injustice and power abuse. Today, on the wall of the building of Via di Monserrato, where she was imprisoned, the municipality of Rome placed a plaque in her honor in 1999. So this was the building where Beatrice spent the last moments of her life while she was waiting for the cart that would take her to her death. So the next time you're gonna walk on Ponte Sant'Angelo, just remember, you're not alone. Every church in Rome is known for its fascinating decorations, except this one I'm going to show you now. So beneath Santa Maria della Concezione dei Cappuccini lies the crypt of the Capuchins, or as the locals call it, La Cripta dei Cappuccini. So this isn't your, typical Sunday stroll through an art gallery. It's a bit more macabre. Back in the 17th century, the Capuchin friars, the men in the brown robes and hooded cloaks, started to get a little creative. So they built this crypt using the real bones of their deceased friars. Yes, you heard me right, real human bones. And they aren't just randomly displayed on the walls. They formed arches, crosses, even chandeliers out of the bones. So talk about creativity, right? And there were also some themed rooms, such as the Crypt of Resurrection, the Mass Chapel, and the Crypt of Skulls. The bones weren't hidden. They were part of the religious and artistic vibe of the place. But the question is, why? So the reason behind this crypt is to have this little but creepy reminder that life is short and death is inevitable. So it serves as a memento mori to remember that life is fleeting and that you should consider your religious choices. So a word of warning for any brave souls planning a visit. This place might ruffle your feathers. Real human bones aren't everyone's cup of tea. However, it's still a very famous tourist hotspot in Rome. So if you're looking for artistic, spiritual and creepy vibes, this is the place for you. Oh, and a bonus. Some locals swear that this place is haunted. Spooky, right? let's dive into the enigma of La Bocca della Verità, a legend wrapped in mystery, sprinkled with a dash of uncertainty. Many stories have been told about this mysterious artifact, but one in particular includes a test of fidelity. So imagine this: a guy comes back from his medieval travels and takes his lady to La Bocca della Verità to see if she's been faithful while he's been away performing his duties. He asks her to put her hand in La Bocca della Verità, and if she's honest, the mouth stays open. But if she's been doing some sneaky business, the mouth will pull it close and bring down some divine punishment. One famous literary reference actually mentions this legend in the poem Gli Assolani di Pietro Bembo in the 16th century. A husband takes his wife to La Bocca della Verità after she's been accused of infidelity, but her innocence gets a stamp of approval when the mouth does not put a dramatic close. As much as I love this story, there is actually zero historical proof that La Bocca della Verità was used as a fidelity test. Maybe people talked about this story to add a splash of color to the already mysterious artifact. Nonetheless, it's still a very famous hotspot for tourists in Rome, where tourists can admire the monument itself, but also test their honesty. So are you brave enough to take the test of La Bocca della Verità? Still have it? It's a truth or dare game, but it's medieval style. Now, I won't sugarcoat it. What I'm about to tell you is a real historical fact rather than a legend. La Ruota degli Esposti, the Wheel of Foundlings in English, is located at Santo Spirito in Sassia Hospital near Lungotevere. It's just a few steps away from St. Peter's actually. So this is not a mythical tale like all the others I've told, but rather a real issue about the abandonment of children. So let's take a look at how the system worked. Massive wheels such as this one were placed outside of orphanages or hospitals, and this was done to avoid the children being left in very dangerous places, or for the parents to steer away from the social stigma of the abandonment of children. So what happened was that the parents would place the child inside the open hall, turn the wheel, and the child would end up in the hands of a new caregiver inside the hospital. Santo Spirito Hospital in Rome was actually known for its commitment to the abandonment of children. The wheel actually kept turning until the late 19th century, but had its roots back to the Middle Ages. Back in those times, the poverty was so harsh that a lot of mothers were obliged to abandon their children. And Pope Innocent III saw this heartbreaking cycle and decided to do something about it. Create a facility where mothers could safely hand over their children. So this is real history with no filter. It's sad, but it's true. And what better way to feel the creepy vibes than by going to a real Roman cemetery? We are at Il Cimitero Cattolico, also known as the non-Catholic cemetery, and it's near the metro station Piramide and the Staccio neighborhood. So why a Catholic? Well, this isn't an average cemetery. It's actually a rebel's corner where non-Catholic foreigners found their eternal resting place, such as Protestant, Orthodox Christians, Jews, and many other religions. And it's ironic because in the capital of Catholicism, to find such a diverse place is a symbol of diversity. Now, what's curious about this cemetery is you can actually find a lot of famous people buried here, such as the famous English poets John Keats, Percy Shelley, Antonio Gramsci, Henrik Andersen, and many more. It's not just a simple resting place, it's an open-air museum. Everywhere you look, you can find monuments and sculptures, and this is what puts it apart from a traditional cemetery. You can always walk in, the gates are wide open, and maybe you'll encounter a ghost or two. So that's it for today, guys. Rome is full of surprises and every corner is worth a visit. Thank you again for watching this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment, and stay tuned for any next videos coming up. Buon viaggio!